This is one of a series of lessons that aims to supercharge your practice through the use of what I'm going to call compound guitar exercises. These are essentially exercises that address multiple areas of your guitar playing all at once. So let's say, for example, you invest 10 minutes of practice time into one of these exercises and it addresses 4 different areas of your practice time that you need to address separately. Otherwise, you're actually getting about 40 minutes worth of practice for your 10-minute time investment, which sounds pretty good to me. So let's check out today's exercise. It sounds like this. So this spidery looking exercise is what I'm going to refer to as the spread voicing relay. Now the reason I use this is because this is entirely made up of spread voiced triads. A quick word on what they are. If you were to take a single, or rather a simple triad voicing, let's take G major. We're going to take the 3 notes of G major, which would be G, B, and D. And if you take the middle note and drop that by an octave, it spreads out the chord voicing so they're not voiced close together anymore. Those notes are voiced spread apart. Now, that is part of what we're practicing here, your spread voiced vocabulary, because they sound good, but there's much more to it than that. This exercise works on your right hand precision and finding the right strings without looking to pluck all at the same time. It also works very, very heavily on your left hand precision as you're having to snap between chords, but we've deliberately chosen chords that move your hand in these lateral planes. So it kind of goes from this diagonal to this diagonal and back and forward. And as if that wasn't enough, in the minor chords, we'll work on your ability to get on and off first finger bars very quickly with the appropriate amount of pressure. Let's start with the G chords, which are the first examples. I'm going to show you these spread voicings and then we'll work through them. So these first set of chords are all G majors and they're all derived essentially from this E-shaped G major chord. If you're familiar with your caged positions and your caged chord shapes, this is the first one we're dealing with. Now the first voicing we use is going to be finger 1 on E fret 3, finger 3 is going to be on A fret 5, and finger 2 is on G fret 4. We pluck those notes simultaneously with our thumb, index finger on the A string, and then I'm using my 3rd finger, you could use your 2nd finger, whatever finger you like, on the G string, like so. From here, we jump to the next inversion. It will be finger number 1 on the major 3rd, that's fret number 2, a B note, fret number 2 on your A string. Finger 4 is going to be on fret number 5 on the D string, and then finger 2 is on B, fret number 3. Again, it's thumb, index, and ring in the right hand for me, like so. We'll then completely change the hand position to this inversion. This is a 2nd inversion, the 5th is in the bass. We're going to play finger 3 on fret number 5 on the A string, finger 2 is on G fret number 4, and finger 1 is on E fret number 3. I'm playing thumb, index, ring again, like so. But this time I'm having to spread them apart a little bit as my thumb is now spaced a string away from my index. The last one we're going to do is another root position. We have the root in the bass. This is derived from a D-shaped chord, if you're familiar with your caged positions, but don't worry too much about that. It's finger number 1 on D fret number 5, finger 3 is going to be on G fret number 7, finger 4 is on E fret number 7, like so. And that is 1 octave higher than the first one. And we simply play these as chords with simultaneous plucks in the right hand, going from low to high and back again. And your objective with this is to make these transitions as smooth as you can make them. Now the next one we do is all going to be derived from A minor, and this is going to be again an E-shaped chord. It's going to be a minor chord on the 5th fret like this. Hopefully you're all familiar with that bar shape, but what we're going to play here is the same set of inversions, but we're going to take all the major thirds, turn them into minor thirds, and that's how we get this minor sound. Of course, you know that already, but even still. We're going to begin with finger number 1, barring fret number 5. Now this is interesting because there's going to be a lot of bar chord work in these minor chords. We're going to be barring from fret number 5 from the low E at least as far as the G string. And then finger number 3 is going to be on A fret number 7. Again, we'll pluck the E string, the A string with finger number 1, or rather your index finger, and then finger number 3, or your ring finger on your right hand, is going to be plucking the G string. So it's E, A, G. Sounds like this. Now our second inversion minor shape is a big old stretch. It's just like the second shape that we played in our previous example in the G chords, but this time finger number 1, instead of being where you'd expect to find it on fret number 4 on the A string, is on fret number 3. So we have A fret number 3 with finger 1. Finger 4 is going to be on D fret number 7, and finger 2 is on B fret number 5, which gives us this. So part of the challenge with this one is that your first finger has to get very quickly from this bar position into this stretched out position, and that requires a lot of kind of precision management of how much force you're putting into the string, which is really rather helpful. Now the next one we're going to do is another bar type shape. This time it's a partial bar. Finger number 1 is going to be barring from the G string up to the high E string on fret number 5. Finger 3 is back on fret number 7 on the A string. We're going to pluck the A string, the G string, and the E string, which gives us this. And that's our third inversion minor chord. And then up top, finger number 1 is going to be on fret number 7 on the D string. Finger 3 is going to be on fret number 9 on the G string. Finger 2 is going to be on the high E string, fret number 8. The right hand is going to pluck the D string, the G string, and the high E string like so. And once again, we go from low to middle to higher to highest and back down again, like so. The next step to double down on these challenging bar changes is exactly the same thing again, but up 2 frets, like so. And then we do our major variations again, if you remember the G shapes we did down here, but we just go from low to high. This time based around a C chord, so it's all starting on the 8th fret with your first finger and then maintaining its relative position from there. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to play a D variation for 2 shapes. This time it's going to be that second inversion, so it's going to be finger number 3 on the A string, fret number 12, finger 2 on G, fret number 11, finger 1 on high E, fret number 10. And then we'll play the same high inversion from the first set of chords, but it's all the way up here on this fret number 12 note on the D string. We have finger number 1 on D12, finger 3 on G14, and finger number 4 on E14. And the last one we're going to play is another bar, this time barring from the D string on fret number 12, across to the B string on fret 12, and finally our 4th finger is going to be on the high E string on fret number 15, like this.